Ski mountaineering requires more equipment than most other forms of mountaineering. In addition to ski equipment, touring skis, touring bindings, ski crampons, climbing skins, ski poles, ski touring boots, you also need emergency avalanche equipment, namely a shovel, probe, and avalanche transceiver. But above all, you also need clothing that is just as appropriate for sweat-inducing ascents as steep, deep snow descents and bad weather, such as wind and precipitation. So when selecting the right clothing for a ski tour, it is especially difficult to find the right matches or take the right things with you. The onion principle has proven to be effective here. This means that instead of choosing thick clothing, it's better to choose several thin layers that can be combined. This means that on the ascent, you would wear something thin, lightweight, and that wicks away sweat. Later, for example, while taking a break on the summit, you will need a windbreaker or something that provides insulation. And for the descent, you will naturally need clothing that can also protect you against the snow or precipitation. For the first layer, merino wool has proven its effectiveness as underwear. The natural merino wool fibers effectively wick moisture to the outside, yet provide insulation even when wet with sweat. The next advantage of merino wool is unbeatable. In comparison with synthetic fibers, they do not develop that foul smell if you have to wear the clothing for longer than a few days, on a ski excursion, for example. As a second layer, you have a soft shell. This is another very breathable, relatively thin jacket or fabric, and merino is also used here with the same positive properties. With your second layer on, you can start your ascent. It is especially breathable, yet wind resistant, so you don't immediately freeze when the winds start to blow higher up the mountain. You wear this on top as a jacket and second layer, and as touring pants, because whether combined with a first layer or without one, depending on whether you're touring in spring or the middle of winter, this soft shell is especially breathable while also featuring positive characteristics, such as being wind resistant, not absorbing moisture, and being durable. When it does get cold, or you reach the higher regions, or the wind blows more strongly, we still have our insulation. Here there are materials of different thicknesses, specifically for the middle of winter in January, or if you're out and about closer to spring. And here we use tried and tested materials that are good insulators, but don't stick together when they get wet, like down does, for example, and lose their insulation properties. Here we have another fleece inside which provides warmth while also being very breathable, and it also continues insulating even if the whole thing gets wetter. And the last clothing layer is our hard shell. This is a breathable yet waterproof material that is extremely wind resistant, windproof. As such, here we have optimum protection against strong storms, wind, and precipitation, but also protection for our deep snow descents, when we really have gorgeous loose powder that sprays up to our throat, so we can easily stay dry. Here we have a hard shell jacket. For wearing over the top, following the onion principle, we have these hard shell pants that you can pull on even when you're already wearing ski touring boots on your feet, so you can later have that protection for the descent. When it comes to gloves, I actually recommend always taking 2 pairs with you, a thicker pair for when it's cold and a thinner pair. And another good reason to take 2 pairs is in case one pair gets wet. Then you still have a dry second pair ready and your fingers don't have to freeze. Of course, you can also take mittens with you if it's especially cold, but that obviously makes it more difficult to handle things. So in most cases, a pair of warm gloves combined with a pair of thin, lightweight gloves will be enough for ski touring. When it comes to head coverings, we have either a headband or a classic beanie, a kind of woolen hat. That's a matter of preference and depends on the temperature. And here it might also be advisable to take a balaclava along in your backpack for bad weather. It is especially important to take suitable sunglasses or glacier glasses, which you normally wear on the ascent, so you can protect your eyes against the intense rays in the mountains, especially in winter. And for the descent, it is important to have your ski goggles with you as well, so you have good visibility even in the event of a storm, strong wind, or snowfall, so you can see where you're going. If you source your equipment from a specialist store, you can expect to receive good advice and therefore walk away with high-quality equipment.